Back with episode 55 with my man, Mike Rivera. How are you, bud?
Doing good. How are you?
You should be good after the weekend you had.
Yeah, no, it feels good. You know, do you know how many times any version of this team has won 4 games in a row this season?
That's the first.
Correct. Which just shows how hard it is to win 4 games in a row in this division.
Oh, 100%. And, like the parity. We've talked about it all the time.
Yeah.
The parity is incredible.
I mean, the weekend before, 2 weekends before they played us, they stole from Corpus Christi, then they split with Amarillo, and then they played us. So, not a team that's easy to beat. And I don't care who you play. Beating a team 4 times in a row when you play 4 games in a row is tough.
Yeah. And here we go again this weekend. We play New Mexico 2 at home. Mm-hmm. We've struggled a little bit. Not a little bit. We struggled against New Mexico all season long.
They got our number. Yep.
Yeah, they do. We had theirs last year, tit for tat.
Yeah. So
we can break the cycle this weekend. It's a huge weekend, needless to say. And, there's 3 of us battling for, 5th or whatever, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah. So pretty much if like this weekend, if we can win both, it keeps us on pace to try to, it would allow us to move into 4th and recapture home ice. And then, with 4 games left, obviously you still got business to handle after that. The job's not done, but because they can still catch you, but it puts us in a good position. Yeah.
And, the best way to look at it, just win your games, control your own destiny.
Yeah.
Not worry about other teams, but, it's a race to the finish, needless to say. And it's exciting. You know what I mean? It's not as an organization, as a coach, as a players, you'd love to get into the playoff time. And, it's just, what makes it fun is it's not set yet.
No, all these games matter.
You know
We're playing playoff hockey right now.
So it's great. So you're just battling. Like last weekend was, great hockey games.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, actually my daughter, she's like, Dad, you guys barely beat, OKC. I'm like, what are you talking about? And, she just looks at wins and losses, right? I said, anybody can beat anybody on a given night. And Oklahoma City is good. They're not a bad squad.
No, they're coached well.
They're a good squad, and they just, they're younger. Mm-hmm. And they still play hard, and they're beating people left and right too. So,
yeah, no, I mean they're a good team, and honestly, the score doesn't matter, right? Because to me, I always go back to like how did we play, right? Like we don't have to roll a team to be satisfied with the way we played. To me, what makes me happy with the way we played is the last 2 games we gave up 1 goal against. And
that's huge. Holohan, he's I got to do the radio last weekend or Saturday night. I was calling the game on the internet, and you get to see kind of a different aspect of it, right? Like, ice level is ice level. You see what you see, but when you're up top and you can just see everything develop, you can see mistakes easily. It was a good game, both ways. But Holohan stayed. He stood on his head.
Yeah, it's like that view. What do they call it in the NFL? The NFL coaches get? I think they the camera that's above heads called all 22 or something like that. And that's where they do most of their analysis from and all their breakdown, right? Yeah. Because you can just see so much from over top. Like even from our camera feed, it's not that high up. It's almost it's above ice level, but it's not that high, and so it is hard to capture everything that's going on. But from the crow's nest, that's the best view.
No, yeah, it was great. I enjoyed doing it. I had fun by myself up there, just having some fun, watching a different view of it for sure. But there was a lot of good plays that we had. There was a lot of good opportunities, but there was also opportunities missed. And in any sport, any game, anything, you're going to miss. You're not going to capitalize 100%. But the team, they played well, man.
Yeah, I think one of the things I always communicate to them is be worried when we're not getting chances, right? That's a problem.
Right.
We're creating offense, and we had multiple chances to ice the game and make it a 3-4 goal game. We failed to do that, but what I'd like to think is that we're just the goals are going to start coming now. Yeah. When we need them the most. So, and that's you get bounces, you don't get bounces. Luckily we got a couple, but you create opportunities and. It can go 1 of 2 ways, right? This old golden rules goes is you get these opportunities and you miss, it's going to bite you in the ass. Mm-hmm. And luckily it didn't. Like you said, was it a 2-1 game? No. Easily a 3-4-1. If you capitalize on a couple, guy had a couple breakaways, just couldn't get the puck up or hit the post or whatever the case was. But they're going to start going in. Yeah, I agree. I think so. I think they will when we need them most. And, even on Saturday, we lose two key pieces, right? Like Deli's in the lineup, but he's really limited on what he can do right now. And then Reedy, we lose him right towards the end of the second period. And like that's two top 6 forwards that we're playing without for 20 minutes. And sometimes like, those are the difference makers that might ice the game for you. Right. And so we were able to, and we lost Deli the night before too.
Sure.
And we lost Ras for 15 minutes. Yeah. So.
It's obviously it's part of it, right? Mm-hmm. The guys rallied around it and did well, man.
Yeah. No, we played, like we talked about it in between the second and third on Saturday. I was like, fellas, we're limited. Just like when you get beneath 12 forwards, like the rotation becomes difficult, right? And so we're going to have to grind this out. We're going to have to listen on the bench because the line combinations are going to be kind of in the blender. And the guys did a really good job of just taking care of the puck, playing behind them, like managing it well. Nothing too cute. Our D zone was really good. Our PK was unbelievable this weekend. The ref sure didn't help us out on Saturday. Kept them in the game. We had to kill a 5-on-3 to start the third period. So it's hard to ice a team when you're on the kill so much too. And I thought our PK didn't. They didn't get anything set up on the 5-on-3. Nothing.
No, it was it was interesting to watch. Their one D man there, Plaka, I think it was Plaka, big D man on the
lefty.
Yeah. Kid's good.
Yeah, he's good. Him and Burleson are pretty good.
He's good. Yeah. And he controlled when he was out there power play. He controlled everything when he was out there. On their side of things, he was fun to watch.
Yeah,
really fun to watch. And he got hit towards the end of the third period. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what happened there, but he got smoked in the right in front of the referee circle there, the timekeepers. So I couldn't really see it, but he went down. But luckily he got back. He was good, but guys did well, man. Killing penalties. It's always fun to watch, like because as a spectator, you're armchair quarterback, and you just when guys can't clear the puck, it drives me absolutely crazy because it's not that hard. No. It isn't. And our guys did a great job doing that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Finally, they're putting it high and hard off the glass. And, they're not catching toe of their stick. You know what I mean? Like there was always something.
Yep.
But on Saturday night, Friday night was good. The guys, especially Saturday night, the guys were clearing the puck really well on the PK.
Yeah, it's just like making hard plays and making sure, like you're on a PK, like you got to be sure when you go to clear that puck. Like if you're on your backhand and you're unsure, don't clear that. Like just eat it or get it to your forehand where you can, because the worst thing you can do is throw a little flip to the middle of the ice and it gets picked off and then they're right back down on you. And so, that's like a big. Herm used to lose it on us if we cleared the puck backhand on the PK. Like we weren't allowed to.
Yeah. And like probably 85% of the guys don't have a good backhand. Yeah. They do if they have the time,
but they don't work on that.
Right. Yeah. Everything's to the forehand, top shelf.
Exactly.
Girlfriends watching, you got to make it look good.
Yeah, like
been there, done that.
Players think it's stupid, but and everybody's off or on ice, like work throughout the summer, their skill work. At some point during that time frame in the summer, you should have a bucket of pucks and you should be on the half wall, especially if you're a winger, and you should just be working on your flips, backhand, forehand, turning your body every which way. Because if you get good at flipping the puck, it's a hockey play. It's a quality hockey play that you can make a play to possession. It's not just a last.
It's funny that you say that because I commented that. Excuse me, I'm getting sick, but commented that on the game on Saturday. Guys were flipping the puck to clear it, and that's probably the most I've seen you guys do it all year. And for the opposite team, it is the most frustrating play in hockey. It drives me nuts. As when I was a player, like God dang it. These all they're doing is flipping it out, but it's effective.
It's extremely effective.
And, you get it to the neutral zone, get it to the wall, whatever it is. But, you just buy yourself some time, line change, whatever the case is. But to me, it's one of the best clears in hockey, man.
When everybody's jammed up and you can't make a possession exit, like that is the play, because we were talking about it. Like we call it a punt and hunt. Because like if you put it over the top, it's like somebody going to receive a punt in football, right? But you don't have a fair catch.
Sure.
And you're waiting, and that thing's just flipping and bouncing, and someone's coming at you with a full head of steam, and you might take contact, and how many guys will pull up on that, and then you can go right through them.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's just hard to settle and make that pass, and it gives you time to establish your neutral zone a little bit, and then this way they can't just get right back and counter on you. So it's a good play.
It is a great play. And like it's funny, like when my daughter was growing up, she plays D, and I used to teach her that, when she's carrying the puck in, if she's against, the odds are in against her. You know, flip that puck high, just do a soft dump in the corner. Buy yourself some time, or your team to some time to get on it, because if that puck is just sitting in that corner, somebody's got to go get it.
That's right.
And their feet are 9 times out of 10 they're stopped. They're not moving, you know, unless they're taking angles. But you know, I think it's a great play all around.
It's a placement, not a dump, if you do it to speed, right? Because you're going to get first touch. And I mean, the hardest play to make in hockey, besides that flip in front of you, is a D-man, puck's in the air. You got to turn your body. Toe caps facing the wall, back facing the play. Like, there's no harder play in hockey.
And if your head's not a swivel, you don't know where they're coming.
Exactly.
And then chances are you're eating glass. And that, you know, it's effective, man. Good play. It's frustrating as that a defending team.
Yeah.
Obviously, and that's what it's for, man. It used to drive me flipping bananas.
Yeah. Teams, you know, they're not making skill plays. They're not, you know, they're just dumping. Well, if it works, it works. Who cares how?
Wildfung does a play, you know, he does it obviously to eat clock. He's got two D men in his own zone behind the goal line, and they just sit there. And you know, unless you're not moving on the forecheck, especially if it's stationed right, he's killing 20 seconds, man, because you're not sending the guy. Finally, you send the guy, and then they just go D to D and they come out. And you've seen it. Yeah. He just sits there. That is frustrating, but effective. You know, and it's tough to I guess defend it, but.
Yeah, a lot of teams when they're got full possession and they're facing you, they're going to be in some sort of a set, you know, forecheck or a neutral zone forecheck, and a lot of them are going to be some kind of, you know, it's essentially a trap. Like, you're sitting, you're not going to push and flush on them because they're facing you.
You got to sit there, man.
Yeah,
you know, it's a game of chess, right? Who's going to move first? Right, one of those things. But it's you know, for a lot of fans out there, there's a lot of, you know, hockey is a lot of plays, I guess, set plays per se. You know, the game is super fast. It's not like football where you call a play and you try to run it. You know, power play is a little bit different. PK is you're just feeding off the power play, but there's not a lot of set plays in hockey.
No, I actually had a conversation with a coach. He was he's in the ACHA national tournament, and we were talking about controlled breakouts. And his comment to me was, he's like, I think controlled breakouts are stupid. And I'm like, well, I mean, yes and no. I was like, it depends, you know, what the context is, right? You shouldn't set by default. You shouldn't have a set breakout by default and pull up behind the net, right?
Yeah.
But you should use it when you need it. And when you need it is if guys are changing. Yeah. Or if you just like pulled up from pressure and all of a sudden they fall back. Right. Because you need a together plan to get up the ice, right? And like, that's like a set play that you have, and you should have one or two of those in your back pocket so that guys know here's the route. And then his comment to me was, well, it always usually ends up in some sort of a chip in or dump. And it's like, yeah, but if your routes finish the right way, now you're set up an ozone play and you got it in rather than a turnover through the neutral zone.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah, you know, there are, but there's not a lot. You know, because it gets broken down and it breaks down so easy because the game's so quick.
Oh, it happens fast. It's not football.
No, you know, and, nothing gets full. It's just different.
Yeah.
You know, power plays different. You know, a lot of teams, and we've talked about this multiple times throughout the season, is power play. You know, we all, in general, try to make it look pretty, right? Sexy, backdoor stuff, sauce across the east to west. You know what I mean? And it sucks. You know, like, because you're not getting pucks through. Yeah. You know, and you know, we've talked, it's easier said than done. You know, get the puck high and get it through. But guys do such a good job blocking lanes, and it's hard. And again, if you're ice level, that's what you're seeing. Oh, open lanes all day long. Mm-hmm. But when you're up top, like I was on Saturday, those lanes fill. And then so you get a shot off and it hits the shin pads and you go 2-1 the other way. That's obviously not what you want. Mm-hmm. So again, cherry picking, armchair quarterback half the time. Shoot the puck. You got lanes all day long.
Yeah. But I do believe in a shot mentality on the power play, because if you want to scramble a PK, get something to the inside, and then now if you work hard enough to collect, which you should as outnumbering, then you get that puck back, and all of a sudden now you got them out of position, and then now you can attack.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, and that's a game of breakdown too, right? And obviously, you got an outband situation, and you want to take advantage of it. You know, obviously the play is 2-on-1 anytime you can get it.
Yeah.
You know, so, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. You know, it's such good hockey. You know, like I've had a couple guys call. You know, a couple guys I played with, their kids are, you know, junior level now, but up in Canada, they're like, you know, my kid's playing, you know, this level. You know, I think he could play, you know, in the North American League, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. You know, but it's not an easy league, man. And especially not an easy division.
No, you're. What separates a lot of guys is the details off the puck, right? Like there's guys that are in our lineup on our roster that you could make the argument. You could sit there and say, well, this kid at the tier 3 level he's a better goal scorer. He's got more, offensive ability. Like you could say that if you want. Like there, you can make the argument.
Right.
But it's the habits and what they do off the puck that makes them a North American League player to be able to play in this division, play in this league. We have guys that don't have the most offensive skill, but their defensive game is unbelievable.
Right.
And there's guys that can put the puck in the net all day that could never do that and aren't willing to do those things. Right. And so it's those details that separate.
And that is right. That's what it is at every level, right? Every level you go up, there's separation. Obviously, you need to skate, you need to be fast, whatever the case is, but there's details, right? Like, in what separates it? You just said it, details. When I was playing junior college, and then when I went to the pro level, my role changed. And it was like, if I can manage to change my role, I'll stick.
Yeah.
If I can't, packing my bags.
Yeah.
So you got to adapt to the situation, culture, whatever it is.
Yeah, like
and if you can't,
college hockey, man, it is so Division I level is so structured.
Yeah.
And you got to be so detailed.
Like a robot, man.
It really is. And if you're not doing that here,
you're not going to do it.
You're not going to get the scholarship. They're not going to even.
And a lot of it leads to the next one is a lot of guys are like, okay, you can put up points or whatever. It's not always about points because every team has that. They need this or this.
Yeah.
And just because you score goals doesn't mean you can defend.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? And players don't understand that. It's like they're looking for a specific type of player. Not just what you have on the score sheet.
Well, think about all the emails we get, right?
Yeah.
You get a player, he reaches out, he's interested in coming, and he sends you a highlight reel. They send you a highlight reel, and what is it? It's just goals.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's great. Like, you can watch and like, okay, this kid can score, right? And that might lead you to now go take the next step. But what the next step is watching their full games. Okay, what are they doing in between these goals, right? And like that a lot of times determines whether a player's a camp invite or if he's a tenderable player or if he's a draftable player, right? Like those details are what separates it. And so like I really like it when a kid goes through the and understands that, and his highlight reel has a forecheck, a back check, just some little details that you don't normally see in a normal highlight reel. And he's showing like, hey, I understand these things are important. Like that goes a long way. So advice to kids, like add those gritty clips, those detailed clips inside your highlight reel when you're reaching out to coaches because it makes such a difference.
Absolutely. Especially, if you got 90% of the coaches in the league are good. And they pick that out of the scouting staff. Everybody involved is looking at, okay, we have whatever 1 through 5. Let's say, we need a 6 through 9. Something like that. So to all you kids listen out there, players listen out there, just take the advice, guys. It's not always about what you do putting the puck in the net. It's your entire game. Your entire 60 minutes and what you can do away from the puck is a lot of a difference maker for a lot of players going to the next level.
100%. I mean, we've had guys come through here this year that you watch them play, and it's like if they can't crack our top 6, they can't play because they won't do what the bottom 6 need to do.
And we've ran into that, multiple times.
Yeah.
And the guys that we have now buying into the program, buying into the system, and I think we're turning it on at the right time. You obviously don't want to be slumping going into playoffs. You obviously want to be on a roll, which leads to this weekend. It's going to be a battle here. It's going to be good, man. It's playoff hockey, so all you listeners out there, make sure you get your tickets because they're selling quick, and it's going to be some good hockey. Oh,
yeah. I mean, we want to get home ice for playoffs, and most important, like you said, just be hot coming into the playoffs. Like if you're rolling, I feel as though like the confidence in the room right now and just the mojo that we have a little bit of swagger in our game finally. Yeah. And I like our practices. I like the way the room feels. I like the focus. Like it would have been so easy on Saturday in that first period to come out and just go through the motions.
Yeah.
Which if you go back, call it a month before that, we had Amarillo go there, we sweep them, beat them on Friday, come out on Saturday, we jump to a 2-goal lead.
And lay an egg.
Because we were just going through the motions.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but we had the sense of urgency on Saturday, which that sense of urgency and like dedication.
It was a great start.
Yeah.
You know, I commented on that, to start the game was like, finally, because we're, and I said just that. It's like we we forget to punch in. By the time we do, it's almost too late, and you're playing catch up hockey, and it's hard, right?
Everyone wants it to be easy. So,
yeah. But no, it was a great weekend last weekend. This weekend is going to be good. They're going to be rolling. These points are huge, man.
I think the magic number, I was looking at it yesterday. I couldn't sleep. The magic number 6 points gives you the clinched
6 points.
6 points, because I just looked at Odessa's the first team out right now. So what's the max amount of points they can get to? And it's 62, and we're at 57. So I mean, technically 5, I guess, but 6 gets you in, right. Or
a little bit of help.
4 or 5 and an Odessa loss, I guess, right?
Right. Yeah.
So a little bit of help, but you don't want to be asking for help. You want to control your own destiny. So,
well, we got 6 games left, 12 points available.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a battle to the end, and this weekend will be fun, Mike. I wish you the best luck with the fellas. And today is Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Finally the freaking wind is gone.
Oh my God!
And it's playoff weather, man. You know what I mean? Honestly,
yeah.
Like I remember when I was playing junior in Saskatchewan, like freaking March, April, dude. You're making the playoffs. The snow's melting. You're wearing shorts out there. It's just the environment, just everything. The atmosphere is awesome.
I've never coached hockey this late into the spring, because college hockey's over already. And so, at least at the ACHA level, so usually mid to late March, like at the absolute latest, we're done. Yeah. So we should be playing well into April here.
Let's go, man. Yeah. Well, good luck, Mikey, this weekend. For anybody that needs tickets, hit me up, guys. We want a full house, and tickets are going fast. So until next time, guys, take care, comb your hair, keep your stick on the ice. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 55 here on Whataburger on Montana and
McRae
with Toya's. Welcome to the show. You're a store manager.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been with Whataburger?
I've been with Whataburger for 6 years. This is my 6th year. I've been working here since I was 16. It's been my only job.
Wow.
So I love it.
Love it. So you're born and raised in El Paso?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've been with Whataburger 6 years, you said?
Yes.
That's awesome, and you obviously love it. Look at your smile is very contagious.
Yeah, thank
you know what I mean? And I'm not a believer where you can hide your feelings, towards people, your employment or whatever. You seem genuinely happy here, and whenever I come into Whataburger, which is frequently,
as it should be,
as I'm paying Tanya's salary.
Am I?
Everybody, all the team members, when I come into any location, is really, really happy.
Yeah.
Seems that way.
Yeah, that's what we want to transmit. We want to inspire our team members. We want to make sure that they're happy. We're making the best burgers.
Right.
We are happy making burgers, because if you make everything with love, you can taste it on that burger.
100%. So you've been 6 years. Which store did you start in?
I started at Unit 1085 over there on Montana and Tierra Este.
Okay.
I was there for like 4 years, and I've been at this location for the last 2 years.
2 years here, and then when you started, you were a team member?
Yes, regular team member.
And what does that entail as a team member?
Ooh, many things. First, you got to look around of everything,
Yeah.
the business, how they run, and from there, they pretty much throw you wherever you want to grow in, whatever you want to learn in.
So, and obviously, Whataburger has the progression, obviously, for team member, then maybe an assistant manager into the management training,
Yeah.
and then as a full store manager. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a lot of opportunities here. We have regular team members, our service ambassadors, which are my white shirts. We have station trainers, certified trainers, team leader, manager like me. And then we have our OP ready sessions and our operating partners, which is really,
Do you have
cool.
any food testers?
We do.
Just random people can come in and test food for free?
Yeah.
Tanya, like this guy here, I could make frequent visits to test food.
Whenever you see me, you know.
There it is, right? So there's many different avenues here.
Yes.
And, there's definitely a career here for everybody.
Yes, it is.
So, we talked a little bit about the progression plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're an in-store type manager trainer.
Yes.
So how long until you get your own store?
So right now I'm in the...
Am I putting you on the spot?
Nah,
A little
it's
bit. Why
okay.
not?
It's okay. Let me know. I'll go to whichever other Whataburger needs me. No, but right now my training program. It's going to last 6 months.
Okay.
From there on, we're just going to keep working on developing, see if there's any opportunities that open up for me. If my market leaders think I'm ready, my leadership thinks I'm ready. And if I'm ready and the opportunity comes in.
So then you're sort of next in line. So it's a management development? What is the actual position called?
It's manager in training.
Okay.
But it's
part of the developmental program.
Yeah, part of the operating partner process.
So it's so you're an operating, so that's what you would become, is training for an operator?
Yes.
Okay. Operating manager. That's really cool.
It is. It's really exciting.
So obviously the organization has great benefits for you.
Yes, a lot. Right now I've been working here for the 5 years, pretty much is the 6th year coming in. But all the benefits that I had, it's like amazing.
Right on.
I get a lot of PTO, free time, plus my discounts over here.
Discounts are huge.
Plus the Whataburger discount from our Whata store.
I just started using the app. Tanya got mad at me because I haven't been doing it for a while. Tanya, I'm going to keep throwing you under the bus a little bit. Just because. Yeah. Well, we're going to get a picture, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows who you are.
We're going to have little like arrows pointing
Yeah,
at
this is Tanya. This is Tanya. Tanya's been awesome. So
yeah, she's amazing.
So there's obviously lots of benefit. Do they encourage you to continue your education?
Yes, Whataburger does offer. Right now they're working on a school program.
Yeah.
Which they're going to like help us out with our careers, probably like technical or
right
like our, I want to say, what is it called? Well, different degrees for college for you to be ready as well. We offer, like, for the people that don't know English,
right.
we have our Open English program, which they help them. They have tutors and everything.
Right on.
And it's completely for free just
really?
for them working over here with us.
So is that done in the store? Do you go somewhere for that?
Whenever we like enroll them for it, when whoever gets selected, they send them a package. They have
really?
like online courses. They have their tutors here and there. They have tests and pretty much another like online school.
See, that is something that I would assume a lot of people don't know about Whataburger and the corporation. You just furthering your education and helping out and bettering yourself. Obviously, when you have happy employees, you're going to have a happy business, right?
Yes.
And it goes hand in hand.
We help them grow, self-grow.
For sure. So with all the benefits that you guys offer, how's your retention of people? Is your turnover high? Maybe you don't want to answer that, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Because I know our retention at the Rhinos, as far as coaching is one thing, but when we get into our public skating workers and whatnot, it does rotate fairly off just because they're younger.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying every business is like that, but.
So during this first quarter, in January, we got 100% turnover with our management team. So that's really good, what we want to see.
Wow.
Right now, we're obviously working with new people, bringing other people, developing my trainers to make sure that I have the right people, welcoming our new hires.
That's very good.
Yeah.
So for a team member that comes in, how long are they in training for?
They're training here for 5 days, like a whole week. The first week is pretty much hospitality. We introduce them to the team. We show them what all Whataburger is about, some culture review. And from there, after the second day, whatever they like, whatever they look around during the first day, if they want to go in there and keep learning and growing in there, we certify them there. And
that's
give
very
them the
good.
keys.
Very good. One thing I've noticed about my time at Whataburgers is nobody seems to be too big or too small. What I mean by that is I've never came into a Whataburger that's been dirty. And that's the honest truth.
That's amazing to hear.
Because you go in there and there's always tables available. They're always clean. And there's always somebody walking through the tabling area, cleaning or doing something. Hey, how's your meal? Can I help you? Can I get you a refill? You don't see that everywhere, especially at In-N-Out.
Especially not there.
In-N-Out,
Only here at Whataburger, okay, guys?
Whataburger is way better than In-N-Out. And that's just my opinion and several others. When I first came to El Paso back in several years ago, I'm not going to age myself, but I played with the El Paso Buzzards.
Okay.
And I'm a huge A&W fan. Not the American version of A&W, but A&W. And when I came down here, I need to find an A&W. Well, they didn't. They had an A&W way out on Zaragoza, so I was on the far west side. Literally drove there thinking it was the same A&W, but it's different. It's the American version. Terrible. And then somebody said, go to Whataburger. So I went to Whataburger probably about 2:30 in the morning after a night out on the town, and I had taquitos with French fries, and I had no idea what those were. I had no clue.
No, not at all.
No clue. And I said I was hooked on Whataburger I'll never forget it.
That's the way to go, man.
And, I joked with Priscilla. I said, you guys need to
start breakfast at like 10 p.m. Not 11, 10.
10.
Because when I leave the rink after a hockey game, I'm usually hungry.
Yeah,
And I usually get out of there about 10:30. So I'm like, God dang, I just love the breakfast. Like the ketos are just amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
But I can't do it. She's like, well, just ask. I'm like, again, I'm not that dude. But start your breakfast at 10 p.m. That's
12 hours is not
Hey,
enough.
everybody listening, you need to call in to whomever. I'll give Tanya's number on the air for sure. Her cell number, her home number, all that good stuff, her address, and then you can just start doing stuff and sending it to her to petition to start breakfast at 10 p.m.
No, but actually we have like our
I'm going to just ask for Tanya. She said it's cool.
No, I actually have not crazy customers, but like loyal customers
Right.
that they wait for those flavors. They literally wait in the parking lot. If it's 10:30, they wait those 30 minutes. As
That's
soon as it's
crazy.
11,
But-
they hit my drive-thru.
But you know what? Like, if you have a taste for something, it's worth it, right?
It is, especially when they deliver some fresh taquitos, fresh fries. It's just the flavors.
And I don't go too far off what I know. I usually get a number one with cheese, with no pickle, no tomato.
Oh yeah,
And I often go with fries or the onion rings because the onion rings are simply amazing. Which leads us to we're gonna test or taste something here. We're gonna test it's the mushroom
The mushroom Swiss.
mushroom Swiss. So you're gonna talk about this while I dip into it because
Sounds
I
good,
can't
sounds
really.
good.
Aaron, we're gonna get you a taste too here.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna put my mic down and I'm gonna have a couple bites and you're just gonna
Enjoy
you're just gonna talk.
Of course. So we have our mushroom Swiss burger. It's our coming back burger. We used to have it not so long ago. It looks amazing. The cheese is melted. You can see those mushrooms in there. I can taste it already. Yes, sir. So it comes with our creamy AU sauce, some Swiss cheese, and mushrooms in between those patties. You can definitely see the smoke coming out of there. It just looks amazing. It's delicious. We're going to start with this burger. It's going to come out on April 1st at 8 in the morning. Right in there. If you want to come on, pass by, stop for a fresh mushroom Swiss. Best burger in town. My favorite. My personal favorite. Make sure to throw some jalapenos in there, by the way. What do you think? Amazing? You can. Yeah? No, believe me, guys. We hope to see everyone here. It's amazing. You are going to taste something different. Tell me, what do you think?
Honestly, it melts in your mouth.
It is.
It really, really does. It's obviously nice and fresh, as it always is here at Whataburger. The cheese on there, the mushrooms, it's absolutely delicious. Jalapenos, I think, would be a good ad for those. I'm not a jalapeno kind of dude.
What about bacon?
I don't like to. Just my opinion. I don't like to murder burgers with extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like it how it is.
Okay.
And that is simply amazing. Aaron, you can try that too. I won't eat it all on air because I could just sit here and eat it all. But you know what time is it? 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:15? You can have a burger at 10 o'clock and nobody's going to judge you.
Nobody.
That's what's awesome.
We're going to make it with love. Believe me. Nice and fresh.
That's really good. So it's a mushroom
Swiss burger.
mushroom Swiss. And how long is that going to be on the menu for?
It's going to be April, May, June for 2-3 months.
2 or 3 months?
Yes.
That is absolutely really delicious. It really is. So how do people come up with recipes? Is it just within Whataburger, or do you get recommendations from the outside? How does that work?
So, by any chance, you watch our commercial during our Whataburger birthday? Whenever we brought the Monterey Mel, we have a
Yes.
secret vault full of all of our recipes.
Secret vault, huh?
Yeah, we do. We have our secret vault with all of our antique recipes, like our secrets. So, what a secret in there. Whenever we usually have a lot of surveys from our customers, we
Yeah.
want to hear them out, see what they think, what they crave, what they need. And usually after, for example, the Monterey Mel, after a lot of people with surveys or comments during from our social media, they're asking for a Monterey Mel, which is the burger that we have right now.
Yeah.
After a long time, we listened to them. We brought it out from their secret ball. We have actually a whole team in San Antonio over there
Right.
that it's pretty much working.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Because I know you guys introduced a shake not too long ago, too.
Yes, our Mexican hot chocolate shake.
Okay, that's what it was. How is that?
Yes.
I never tasted that.
It's really good. You can taste the cinnamon.
Really?
You can taste the chocolate. It's just really fudgy.
Really, really fudgy.
Yeah.
Taste it? Do I want to taste it?
It's
Sure,
amazing.
Tanya, let's taste that bad boy. But a small
Free
one, though.
food.
See, and this is why, I get in trouble all the time when I'm at home because my wife says, your earlobes are chubby. Who says that?
I've never heard that before.
My wife, she's hilarious, man. She's tiny and I'm not so tiny.
Does she love Whataburger?
She does love Whataburger.
She needs
But
more
she's a health
Whataburger.
nut. She is a health nut, and she doesn't do a lot of fast food. But
It's okay.
so whenever
we have burgers, no meat.
whenever
Let
we
us
go out and stuff like that, it's my daughter and I are always eating bad, and she's, I don't want anything. And then when we get it, I have to share it.
Yeah.
And then I get in trouble because I make a caca face. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, I'm just taking a little bit. And when anyway, I could go on.
It's okay. I have a lot of sisters, so whenever they see me, they can smell me. First of all, they can smell the Whataburger.
There's
out of
no
me.
doubt that Whataburger has a delicious smell. So when I sometimes I'll order a plain and dry with cheese just because I don't feel like my office smelling like the onions.
Yeah.
Because dude, it's the best smelling ever.
Amazing.
But you can smell it from a mile away.
Imagine
And-
me.
Right, and then when my wife comes to visit me at work, if she can smell it, she's like, "I thought you were eating good." I just had a
What?
salad. What are you talking about?
You're
That's one
like,
thing
I'm
I haven't
eating
tried is a
amazing.
salad here, though, and I don't think I ever will.
Salads from here?
Yeah, but a salad's not my thing. I'm just kidding everybody.
It's just you haven't built it the way that you like it.
Maybe. So, can you introduce this drink?
Yes. So we have over here our Mexican hot chocolate shake. It's amazing for a limited time as well. Here you go, so you can try it. Here's your
Try
straw.
that bad boy. Wash my burger down with a shake.
The best
and then
way
I'll
to
chase,
go.
And then I'll chase that down with my Coke. Everything's healthy here too.
Even the sweet
Just
tea.
ask me, I'll tell you.
No, but it's really, really good. A lot of people have liked it. They recommend it a lot. During Valentine's, we were giving out coupons and little Valentine's card with our promoting our Mexican hot chocolate shake. It's amazing. Is it? Tell me what you think.
No, it's good. There's no doubt.
What do you
I'm just
taste?
trying to filter the taste, what I'm
Yeah.
tasting. They're pretty good. So
Yeah?
you certainly do taste the ingredients.
Yeah, you do.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And it's not strong where you're like, God, I'm going to get sick of this after 6 sips. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's like, it just, the flavors just blend in. It's not overwhelming.
No, it's
just
not.
The
It's
perfect.
honestly perfect.
That's
Because, you
amazing
taste it
to
like
hear.
a strawberry shake. You take 3 sips of it and you're like, shit, I should have got chocolate. Or I should have got vanilla.
Yeah, it happens
You know what
a
I mean?
lot,
Like
yeah.
that's my my taking on certain things. This you could drink that and not get
Not get
no.
sick of it.
And obviously that's here for a limited time only.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Do you know in advance what's coming up? Do you as a store manager?
Yes. So right now, as like we said, our mushroom Swiss is coming back. I believe we're gonna keep our Mexican hot chocolate shake for a good time. Well,
Yeah.
not a good time. Probably like another 2-3 months. But most likely, we're bringing back our Dr. Pepper shake or banana pudding shake. Both of them are amazing.
Banana pudding would be good.
It is.
I tasted when we did the podcast a couple weeks ago with Priscilla. We tried the fajita.
The chicken fajita taco.
That was pretty good too.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It is. It is.
But again, I'm not one to veer off the map too far. I like my number one with cheese.
Just regular.
This is delicious.
It's good to hear.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, yeah. A
And I want to eat it
regular
right now,
Whataburger.
but we're taping here, so Tanya's looking at me like, "Are you going to eat it?"
She's looking at the burger.
I am a good taster. You know what I mean? Just look, I've tasted a lot of things.
That's good. That's good.
So, do you have anything on the lighter side of the menu for people?
Yes. So right now we have our water catch for all the people that like fish. It's like really light, really, really good. As well, we have our junior salads, grilled chicken sandwiches, spiced chicken sandwiches.
Do you have a lot of people coming in for Lent and getting the fish?
Yes, especially Fridays. Oh my! All
Really,
you see
eh?
is water catch, water catch, water catch, water catch. It's amazing. It gets crazy, but we make sure that we deliver a nice and fresh water catch.
Very good. And where do you guys get your produce from? Everywhere? Or is it like a warehouse, say, in San Antonio, and then everything gets shipped here?
Yeah.
Or is it kind of everywhere?
I believe our warehouse is over there in Phoenix.
Okay.
But pretty much everything comes from San Antonio, Phoenix, and then it's
All the big hubs, obviously. Yeah. I'm sure they're not catching fish out of the Rio Grande. You know what I mean? Tanya, is that what? Are you getting your fish out of the Rio? She says, "Don't come up with things." No, that's not true. They get it from other places.
other places.
I'm only teasing.
It's amazing.
I told
should
you guys
try it.
at the beginning I was going to make fun of Tanya or tease Tanya, not make fun of her, just tease her.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for.
That's you're blocking shade. So what else you want to talk about? Anything coming up? So this weekend, what do we got going on with the Rhinos? Saturday we have the mascots,
Ooh.
and your mascot is coming.
The water guy?
The water. He's one of the fan favorites there when he comes.
Yeah?
It's hilarious.
No.
And he does a good job. So whoever's your Whata guy does a good job.
I'll make sure to let them know. No, but I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really happy that our team is actually going out, impacting our community, making a difference, getting involved with everyone else. Over here, Nick, besides the Rhinos having a game,
Yeah.
over here at Whataburger, there's many things coming up. My store, we do have car shows here and there.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. We have a little Viejitos car club. It gets packed.
Really?
I invite you any Friday of the week.
Every Friday you guys do it?
Every second Friday.
Every second Friday. And is that year round?
Yes. Like every month we have 1 week no, 1 week yes, 1 week no.
And you said Viejitos car show. So is that little dude's cars?
No. Like vintage cars.
Vintage cars.
Yeah, like low riders. You're gonna
Nice.
see like little.
So a lot of the car
amazing.
clubs come and display their
Yes.
cars and whatnot.
Yes, it just gets crazy. It gets amazing. They let you sit on their cars. They give you a little car show.
Oh,
here.
really?
We give out free food, which is what we
Every
all
second
want.
Friday here at the location. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yes.
So do all locations do something? Or is it just certain ones or
Certain
whatever the store
ones.
manager can
Yeah,
come up with and get approved?
It's pretty much like what our store want. Well, what we can offer.
Right.
Our store, right. Depends pretty much on the environment, whatever it's around you. What's your community looking like?
Right.
You know, for us, we have a lot of like other citizens over here with
Sure.
us, the community. Whenever they see antique cars, I mean,
Right, yeah, they
wanna
stop for
run-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Whataburger, a nice coffee, a burger,
Sure.
or a taquito, it
Taquito.
just hits the spot.
Yeah, no, that's really, really cool. And you guys are, great supporters of the Rhinos. We got the mascot coming this weekend. And one of the things that I get asked a lot is, do you guys have any Whataburger coupons? I know we give them out on special occasions, but that's one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Because people ask, hey, what's the giveaway today? When's Whataburger coming? And
Send them my
it's
way.
crazy, right?
I'll make sure to take care of
Because
them.
it is. Whataburger's my favorite burger place in El Paso. And 9 times out of 10, I'm coming here versus anywhere else.
As you should.
And that's,
That's the only way to
How many
go, man.
stores do you guys have in El Paso? I've asked this before. I can't remember. 28
28?
stores? Holy macaroni. That's a lot of stores
It is. And we're going to open some more.
and more. So
Yeah.
28 stores. That's crazy. Tony, how many do you oversee? All of them? You oversee the entire district? So you're busy. You're busy as well. You're busy as well. You want to jump on? Come on, Tanya. Okay, it's a mystery. Well, it's all right. I'll post her face
It's
on.
a mystery,
I'll post the
but we'll
face
show
on the
the pictures
podcast.
of her.
That's all right. It won't be a mystery this Thursday. We'll make sure we get her on there. No, I wouldn't
For
do
sure.
that. I wouldn't do that. But so 28 stores,
28. And I believe there's another 4 coming up.
another 4. Where was the first location here in El Paso? Do you guys know that?
But they...
On Alameda? Obviously a long time ago.
Yes.
And probably, I would have guessed.
Well, my operating partner used to work there.
Really?
Yes. She used to work there. And then from there, I believe they closed down the stores because they were going to just move somewhere else. And then she came over here to Airway. And from there, she just kept growing until she got her store. It's pretty amazing.
That's good. So you won't know which store you'll get.
I don't.
And so it's just kind of you go in line. Is that how that works? So you'll come out of training, you'll stay here and be, help
training,
and developing and whatnot. And then when there's a store that comes available, your name's in a pool and it gets selected based off performance, I would imagine.
Yes, pretty much.
That's cool.
It's really exciting. Yeah.
So it gives you something to work for every day.
Yes.
To better yourself, better the store, better everybody around
Seek
you.
opportunities for sure.
And it's really cool. And again, like in all seriousness, anytime that I've been to a Whataburger, any location, especially when I come in the store, the service is crazy. It's really, really good. And I've never had a bad experience, with customer service or the way the store looks as far as cleanliness. It's crazy.
That's amazing to hear. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
I'm actually super excited to hear the feedback from you, from other people as well. That's what we want to deliver, right? If there's a nice place, it means good food,
Yeah.
craveable food,
Yeah.
good service, good people, good food.
And it is. It's awesome. And I recommend any Whataburger, especially the location here under your leadership.
Yes.
Toya, it's been great having you on the podcast. I know
Thank you.
I'd love to come back. I know we have another 2 or 3 locations that we're going to visit. We're going to do some sampling, maybe with some different things. I hope I'm going to
Okay.
put that in the recap to Tanya. But no, it's been fun being here, and thank you for jumping on.
Thank you. Thank you
The
for
Swiss
inviting
and
me.
mushroom burger is top notch. As soon as I get off, I'm going to devour this. The
For
shake
sure. Amazing.
is simply amazing. Stop in and get it because, again, it doesn't leave that aftertaste. It's like, like I'm done.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You could drink it all.
That's
That's
good
my.
to hear.
And I'm sure there's people like me.
Yeah. There's other people that don't like so much chocolate, but there's always a vanilla shake with an
Always the
apple pie.
vanilla. But see that too. I get tired of certain things, right? Like I never get tired of chocolate.
Really?
No.
I never get tired of my jalapenos on my burgers. I
Jalapenos,
understand.
right?
Yeah.
But it's been anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up here?
Not much.
Where do they go to apply? Where do people go to apply?
Okay, so if you want to apply and come and join our team, we have a site in our Whataburger, Whataburger.com, Whataburger.careers. If you want to join the team, you want to go with the whole Whataburger experience, I invite you to apply here. We're hiring all the time, all shifts. Feel free if you want to continue to grow with our company.
That's great. And there's something for everybody here. You come in and start as a team member, and you can go in many different directions,
Yeah.
whether you stay in the career path of operating a building yourself or a
Yes.
restaurant yourself or go to headquarters
Yeah.
to development. There's a path for everybody. And what's really, really cool about Whataburger is there is that career path for you.
It is.
People do develop and grow, and the company supports it, which is
Amazing.
awesome because a lot of companies don't do that.
They don't. Now, I know here we try to give everyone the keys that they need for them to grow, to develop leaders, and give them all the opportunities that we can offer for them. The same opportunities that I got, I want to have everyone else
That's awesome.
enjoy them.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Toya, for joining
Thank you for
us
having
here
me.
today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching us. And make sure you tune in Thursday. We're going to drop this episode on all streaming platforms at 9:15 a.m. And we're going to get some pictures here. I'm going to try to get Tanya to get in the picture so we can put that out there. But I won't put a big arrow to her head and circle her face or anything like that, along with her phone number, email address, and home address. I wouldn't do that.
I would.
Until next time, guys, Toya, thank you very much.
Thank you. Make sure to stop for some Whataburger, guys. We'll be waiting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.